Hey everyone, here we go with the weekly options premium sale from AMC. Trying to collect premium every week, and so far we've done great. We started in January. In the month of January, I made $225. This is the first week of February, so let's see if we can top that this week. And so I'll just review the last trade. I sold an options contract at $19 last Friday, and you can see that price went down all week, and so I easily cleared about 95% of that profit on the options trade. It wasn't a lot, it was about $22, but now we're starting to bounce off this level, and so I'm still going to use this 19. I got tested up here at 1864, and if you remember last week I bought 6 shares and around the bottom down here, and so I sold those 6 for a $17 profit. So I made about a $17 profit on the options, and then I made a $17 profit on the shares that I was holding. And so I'm still holding 112 shares, but right now we're getting a bounce, so I'm still going to use this exact same 19 level, and you can see that we're moving in this area. So let's look at the option chain here, and at 19 right now, it's currently $17. It's a little bit, make sure that this is the right expiration date here. Which would be February 11th, and the current price on that option is 17, and so we want to sell that, and I'm going to collect $17 in premium, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so the reason I did that, so I just got $17 to deposit it into my account, and the reason I did that is because this is the resistance area, this 19. I chose a $19. Anything over that, I'll just close the option at a loss and then sell another option. So right now, since I closed 200, that takes it up to about $250 in options premium. So I would have to have a really big options loss in order to undo that. I'd have to lose $240, and I'm not going to let it get that far against me. So you can see how I'm just profiting week in and week out. Let's take a look at our options trades. So we have Zim, which I had entered. Let's take a look at the weekly. I entered on a breakout right here of this weekly candle. You see how last week we broke this key level? And last week I entered on that at around $64, $65. And so we're up $4 on the week. So that was a great trade. I'm just going to hang on to it and let it go. Right now I bought an option on it. So right now that option's trading up about 50%. And let's take a look at the other one, which we've been holding for a long time, which is ERF, but that's the same scenario. This is a weekly chart. We have ERF here in place, and it closed above here, and I entered, and so we've been in it about 4 weeks. My call is at $13, and we're just about hit 13, and so this one is actually about 100% in profit. And I'm just going to keep holding it as this weekly candle stays up and keeps moving up. So not much to do. This has been a 3-minute video, and I've got 3 trades that I've managed in 3 minutes. And that's my week's worth of trading, really. And now I'm going to look at another possible trade here. And we're going to look at BROS, Dutch Brothers, which is a coffee joint. And it's a new IPO, but it closed up above this area of 54. And so we got a nice bullish candle, and so I'm going to look at getting in on this one. And you can see the options trade. If we go out a little bit, the options, currently it's trading at 57, and for some reason my chain isn't updating here. Oh, there we go. So if we look for the $60 option, that's $4.30. If we go down a little bit, it's $2.70. So the further out of the money, the cheaper it gets. If we go to 70, it's $1.75. So these are some options that we could go. And I'm not going to actually trade this right now. I like to trade it live, but I'm I'm working with the premium that I collected, and since I only collected $17 of premium, I don't have enough money to get into an additional trade. So if you have some cash flow, you could consider trying that. Buy the shares here, use that as a stop loss around 46. I think it's a pretty consistent and solid trade. There's a couple other things. One thing I learned from Jake on my How to Trade It podcast last week, I had Jake on there. And Jake taught me about looking at the VIX for options. And if you're buying options when the VIX is up here, they're really expensive. So right now is a great time to buy options because the VIX is down. And so if we look back at my AMC trade, the AMC trade didn't collect me a lot of premium, and that's because the VIX is down, which is bad for selling options, but it's good for buying. So right now is a great time to buy options because the VIX is down. And I didn't know that until recently because I was learning. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't quite get the full understanding because Jake explained it to me on my podcast, which is why I love hosting the How to Trade It podcast. I'll put a link to that below in the description because it's just great talking to these people and learning stuff every time I have a new discussion. So I brought up my spreadsheet here. I'm going to add another premium in place. We're going to do a 0.22 with a 0.05. So we just, or no, it was actually 0.17. So we got, you can see the premium is dropping every week. And there's a couple reasons for that. The first week I made 82, and that's why I originally collected this. The reason the premium is dropping is two reasons. One is the VIX was dropping, and two, AMC is going lower in price. And so that is not ideally what we want. We want to see the premium start kicking up again. But next week it could change. So right now I'm on low premium, but I'm still getting cash flow every week. So far we've collected, it says 226, but there's a couple things I didn't add in. Let me add, let's see, H20. So I did got that added in, but I don't have the cash flow from this added in yet, which I'm not going to add that until the week is complete. So the cash flow is coming right along. We're making good progress. And remember, it's about consistency. I don't care how much I'm making. I just want to be consistent week in and week out. And if I can be consistent at making money every week, those weekly paychecks are going to get bigger and bigger. And that's really what we care about, is getting that raise over time and being consistent. Because in a real job, you're not going to get a raise all the time. You're not going to be able to scale. You get paid, you might get a 50-cent raise once a year, but you're not going to be able to consistently scale your paycheck like you can with trading. So it's a myth that you have to worry about how much you start. The key is you just got to keep scaling and growing over time. All right, well, that's it for this week. Let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments, anything you want me to do. Anything you want to learn, any guests you want me to reach out to, I'm here to help you guys grow as a trader. So any content that you want me to create, I'm all ears. So leave a comment in the description. Thanks.